Welcome to Don't Whistle at Night podcast, where Navajo legends echo in the shadows. Darren and Dawn will guide you through the sacred fire of native storytelling, where the old stories breathe, the unknown walks among us, and voices, long hidden, rise to be heard. And remember, don't whistle at night.
Hello, everybody. Hello, yacht. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Don't Whistle at Night. We are broadcasting live here on the United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM in New Orleans. I am your host, Don Yazzie, and my co-host, Darren Yazzie, is with me as well. And if you are catching us after Sean Kelly into the night, we like to say thank you and welcome to our show. And thank you to Kodega, Mr. Kodega Rai Voss for that intro, everybody. And here is the man of mystery, Darren Yazzie.
Welcome back.
There he is.
Welcome back. We'll have another good episode for you guys. And yeah, another good one. Another good one right here coming up. We just had a little conversation before the interview right here, but sound like a good rounded man right here, you know. So what do we got? UFOs, monsters?
Oh yeah, a little bit of everything.
Yep.
Without further ado, let's bring on Mr. Joe himself, the Navajo Joe. Right here, Alex Joe.
Hey, what's up, Alex?
Yeah, there he is, everybody.
Hey, what's up, man?
Oh man, not too bad, man. Just glad to have you guys in here, have you here, and just your time. You know, thankful for your time above everything else right now. You know, yep. And we're excited to have you. You know, and I'm pretty sure all of our viewers and listeners out there, same thing. You know, and let's give them another great show, shall we, gentlemen? Okay, so alrighty, let's normally I'd be like all formal and read the bio, but you know, I'd rather have you introduce yourself. Everyone else, you know, we all have a voice here. And yeah, go feel free to introduce yourself, where you're raised, and yeah, well, your origin story, if you will. Thank you.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Jedito, Arizona. Well, born in Keams Canyon at the old IHS hospital, but it's now demolished now. And I was raised in Barstow, California, where I went to school until I was probably about 13 years old. And from there, I moved to Phoenix, and I lived on the res ever since probably until I was in my mid 30s. And then from there, I got married and moved to Ohio. And ever since I've been here.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Everything's good. Everything's good. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, we're honored to have you here, brother. Before we have you get going on your questions, let's read the viewers' comments real fast. We like to keep everyone, you know, in the loop and give everyone shout outs. You know, get everyone involved. Try to. Let's see here. Carla Washington, 3069. Hello, Don and Darren Yazzie. Hey, Carla. Oh, Coachell. Good evening, Don, Darren. Excited for another great episode. Heck yeah, we are too. Cosmic Voice 33 as a UFO. That's what Darren saw earlier. I'm talking about that. Great capture, by the way, man. Great capture. AZ.
If you want to see what I caught outside the house, it's like a 3-minute video of a light that I seen right here. Had a little cloud, looked like a cloud around it, and that thing popped. It shot a little crescent and a little light shot out of it too. And I had 3 other lights falling right up on top on the line. Flew right over the house, dude, right when I stepped outside, man. So you can probably check out the video right there at Don't Whistle at Night podcast, or Don't Whistle at Night on Facebook. That's where I posted it up, right there in TikTok
On the
too.
group. Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear
yeah.
my crackly voice and everything just sitting there. So yeah, that's just me live. You know, I tend to tell everybody. You know, I always attract these weird stuff. So that's just one out of 1,000. So
Definitely. We have 80 Lyman 47. Says, what's up, bro? And Darren, winter's over in San Diego, 80 degrees today. Wow.
Yep.
Time to work on my deep spot. Oh, jeez. Already, it's not good. Maddie the baddie. What's up, Maddie? Yachts, everyone. Much love to you, Maddie. Yachts, Sally Fourth Alone. Hi, just saw what Darren posted on the Facebook group.
Yep.
Oh, hey, yeah.
Yep.
Heck yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it, Sally?
Yeah, weird, huh? Really weird.
Yeah. Little Wolf C13. Hi, Don and Darren. Cosmic Voice 33. I think they saw it too. Says,
Yep.
hey, Double D's. Najoni Yeja. Good evening, everybody. Little Wolf C13. Let's see here. Melody Alvarez 1378. She says, hey, Melody. Navajo Ace 1 just joined in. Hey, what's
Right
up,
on.
Navajo Jace? I'll make sure I read your comments twice just for you. No, just kidding. Hey, Mr. Lee says, hey, Don, Darren, and Alex. And we got Fabian Perez. What's up, brothers? How
what's
are
up,
you
Fabian?
guys doing tonight? Hey, we're good, Fabian. All right, okay. Let's get the show started. Thank you for everyone for joining us. And tonight's storyteller is Alex. We're going to give him the torch and let him tell his stories all the way back from the beginning. You can go back, take your time. You don't have to tell a story fast. You know, it's all you now. Go ahead, brother.
Well, I got all kind of different stories. What does people want to hear? Basically, I used to live in Barstow, California. I was raised there and went to school there. And there was a Marine base that just right on the outskirts of Barstow. And I used to have a backyard at the house, and I had some friends sleeping over, and we were in the backyard sleeping. We had like mattresses laid out on the background. We were just sleeping, enjoying the night. And then the next thing you know, you can see like a big orange basketball size floating across the house, and everybody got scared. We ran inside the house. It floated towards the Marine base. Yeah, we used to see all kind of weird stuff out there.
How far was that? How far was that? Was that in like the stars, or was it just literally just feet away from the house?
I say probably at least less than 100 feet up in the air.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah, you used to see all kinds of stuff around there. What they used to say is like, there's a lot of witchcraft that goes around up in the mountains around there. A lot of devil worshippers around there also. And you got Fort Irwin towards the north. You got Victorville and Los Angeles towards, I guess, the west. And you got Las Vegas not too far from us also. So it's kind of a busy little town. And see a lot of weird stuff there.
Yeah, that's where it gives off the Night Stalker vibes, huh? That guy was infamous during that time. Yeah.
Actually, I was still in Barstow, California when the Night Stalker was going around in Los Angeles.
Man. And, that guy was really hard into that. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
And do you remember like the Heaven's Gate cult also?
Oh yeah, there was a lot of them. Yeah, for a moment I was into the cults and serial killers. Back in high school, I was into all that researching. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, that all happened during my time of being in Barstow.
Oh, that's cool.
But
Glad you made
ain't
it. Glad you didn't get sacrificed.
yeah, there's
Probably
nothing like little
you
childhood
made it this
trauma.
far. Yeah, yeah, man. As long as you didn't get abducted and probed while you're out there. No, I'm just playing. So your father was a Marine, right?
Yes, he was in the Army.
Oh, in the Army.
Mm. Oh,
Oh
Yeah,
man,
right on.
yeah,
Thank you.
that's
yeah.
cool. Yep.
He was a Vietnam veteran. My Che was in the Korean War, and I have another grandfather that was a Navajo code talker also.
Wow.
Oh, legacy
Yeah.
right there. Goes back further before all that as well.
Mhm.
Always fighting. Everyone says like Kid Carson defeated you guys. And like, no, man, it's actually we won because we're always fighting everyone. And now we're not fighting our neighbors. It's peace, it's victory. So like, now it's just fighting within our own selves, you know what I mean? The battle in the mind, the soul, all that stuff. Then you got witchcraft involved, and then it makes everything a lot more hectic. We got a question right here from the Cedric. It says, if I'm not mistaken, Alex, you said you're from Jedito. Do you know anyone by Jedito Wash that sings Navajo songs at night? I broke down there once and felt someone. Okay, someone comment. Okay, where was I at? Oh, 2 comments. Okay, I broke down there once and felt someone watching me and heard singing. Ooh, that
Mm.
is
Oh yeah,
creepy.
yeah. I have a pretty good idea who it is. um,
Oh, really? Right off the bat, good
yeah,
question. Okay, go ahead. Could you answer that question for Lee?
I ain't gonna say no names, but they live right on top of my where my dad is. There's kind of like a cliff and rocks, and and down beneath the rocks is where my dad lives, and up on top there's people that live up on top that it's called Skunk Springs Road up
Mm.
there, and there's a lot of people up there that practice that shit.
Jeez, that's good to know right there. That's really good to know. Another place to research. Big Indian boy, what's
Yeah.
happening? It's Big Indian. Hey, what's up,
Hey,
man?
what's up?
We got the TikTok verse flooding over to the YouTube verse. Welcome in, guys. Hey, Corv, New Mexico. Hi, guys. Jenny here. Then we got the
Hey.
Facebook verse coming into the YouTube verse right there. That's how I met Alex is on Facebook, right, Alex?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
Yeah, that's what I was kind of
go
curious
ahead.
about. Where did you meet up with the podcast? Or you guys know each other for a while, or how did you guys meet?
Oh, the
On
friend
Facebook, on
request. The
YouTube.
friend request. Yeah. Yeah. Friend
Oh,
request. And on Facebook, I don't know if anyone's friends with me on there, but I do share some funny memes and all kinds of stuff. And then people friend request me, and they don't know that I'm a cryptid investigator, podcaster. I'm just like, hey man, yeah, you got a scary story by the way, And he's like, hey, I got some, and then yeah, then that's I booked him, right here. Here we are. So Alex, what's so after your story from the base, seeing all those maybe I was gonna say abductions, but you said that you seen all those lights, and one of the stories I heard that like when you're involved with high level demonic stuff, um you you also can summon those lights, those orbs from outer space. They'll be hovering around. I seen all kinds of crazy videos on that, like high level satanic stuff. But other than that though, yeah, that's besides the point right there. That's a side note. Um, okay, after you seen all those lights at the base, what else happened to you? Trying to talk right now. What else have you encountered in your life after that point?
Uh, Spent the night at a friend's house in Barstow also, and he lived right next, probably at least a quarter of a mile away from the base, and I spent the night at his house, and we were watching a live exorcism on TV at midnight, and
Nice. The live exorcism, huh?
yeah, and
Wow.
then
Like,
we
you
had
gotta
we had
explain that a bit more.
we had the back door open, and we just heard something in the back towards the desert. It sounded like somebody playing a tape recorder backwards. You know how it makes that weird.
Yep, yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah.
it sounded like that towards the desert. And it just really freaked us out because we were watching that that exorcism on TV also at the same time.
Well,
What?
yeah, I actually happen to hear these. This talking in tongues. They say, you know, um, I actually happened to see an exorcism. Well, me and about maybe 40 other people seen an exorcism. It's one of the weirdest things, man. It is the craziest thing. I never expected to see anything like that when I pulled up. And
Yeah.
yeah, this talking in tongues. It was one of the weirdest things because you can hear it, and every time you would hear it, it would knock your equilibrium off. So I was sitting in the truck, and I was sitting there like, whoa, like my whole head just got all light, and man, it was crazy. It wasn't afterwards until I talked with my rehearsing that going back on the this what happened with my father when he showed up. My brother said, that happened to you too?" So it was me and him, and after a while we didn't say nothing. But when I said that, it it sparked up another conversation on it. So yeah, it is crazy. It's the craziest thing to see.
Yeah.
Where was this live
Definitely.
exorcism at? What was it?
On
It was
TV?
it was on TV.
Like
Yeah,
the
it's on
the
TV.
movie?
No, actually, it was on like a major TV network.
Broadcasting station.
Huh.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. I've heard of those
Cool.
ones. Yeah, back in the day, they used to have all kinds of crazy things like that live.
Wow.
yeah.
um, let's see.
It was like
Uh,
during the '80s. It was like
yeah.
during the '80s. Yeah, when they had like all kind of weird stuff on TV.
I bet you can find it on YouTube somewhere.
Oh yeah.
We got we got Cedric here. It says, "Thanks for answering. I was just curious because my bro seen someone, but I just heard the singing.
Hmm.
Creepy." Yeah. Thank you, Sally. Says your post cracked me up. Hey, what's up, JP?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, I seen a few in person. Yeah, them exorcism. Um, yeah. So after your exorcism, did you like activity pick up in your lifetime after that, or always been just like randomly at times?
No, actually, it just nothing ever happened until I moved back to the reservation.
Hmm.
Oh, that's where the fun
Yeah.
starts. Go ahead.
We used to go from Barstow to back to the Teastow. That's where my grandma is from. And
Mhm.
that was during the time of the Hopi and Navajo land dispute. And my
Oh,
grandmother, she used to live not too far from Teastow towards Second Mesa. And there back in the day, there was no lights, no running water. You had to get your wood, haul water, and
Hmm.
we used to go there during the summer for summer vacation. And we used to hear things crawling all over the house. And you know how they have the wood stove right in the middle of the house, keep the house warm, and they got the pipe that goes up toward the chimney, and they got the hole in top of the house for the chimney,
Hmm.
right? Well, they cover that hole sometimes, and whatever used to crawl up there and try to move that thing, and sometimes it'd move it just enough where you could see its eyeballs.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, and my family, they're they're Christians. They go to church all the time, and they started praying. You could hear the thing jump off the house, start laughing, and you can hear it running towards Finger Point, and and you can hear it, and it'd sound like a horse running. Like you could actually hear it, like boo 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 boo. You could hear it
Yeah.
running towards Finger Point. And you
Yeah.
could see all kind of weird stuff like that at my grandma's house.
Yeah. Yeah. For whatever reason, these things do like peeking over on top of the house. The hogun. For whatever
Yeah,
reason, it's not a. They like doing that for whatever reason, especially with like picking on kids, especially for, just get the jump out of kids when they're by themselves. Uh, did you ever see any footprints or anything like that? Did you smell anything when this thing was around
um, we seen like hoof prints, like horse hoof prints,
on top of the
horse
house?
like
Huh?
yeah, like where the like the dirt. You can see where like something like a horse jumped onto it, and it made like impressions in the dirt, and you can see the hoof print running away from the house.
Wow. When it was when you saw the eyeballs, was it like a human eye, or was it like glowing, or is it
It was just like a human eyeball, but it had like a black paint.
ash?
Yeah,
Oh,
Mm.
okay. I think I might know who what that is, because one, that's a land dispute, and I'm not going to point any fingers, but I've been getting stories of people that come from land dispute areas like the Nebitco, Jedito, that okay, so this one story is Darren and I's mutual friend on Facebook, but Darren knows her. She shared the story. I'll read it on the message, one of these episodes. But she said that there was something peeking in from the window, and she looked, and I guess it had like a black paint around the eyes, and it was like a stripe
yeah,
of white and black, and it had like a I think it had like a hat on. So that's the clown, the Kesani clown.
yeah,
Um, yes, yeah, they
Yeah.
do both. That guy does healing and gushing stuff. So during the land disputes, they were doing all kinds of things there, and I've been barely getting into that as well. So you guys are you guys persevered. I hope everything goes well for you guys out there
Right.
where you come from.
yeah.
Um,
There's a couple of times, me and my friend we got stranded in Kickoff movies. K Town,
yeah.
and yeah, we got stranded there. Some guy he invited us, to stay at his house because my friend's truck broke down, and we were standing in the back of his truck at night, doing doing what we do, and I could hear something behind me. It sounded like a bell, and this was probably at least
Oh.
1 o'clock in the morning. It sounded like bells behind me, and the guy, the Hopi guy that invited us, he was standing in front of the truck, and he just looked towards me, and his eyes got really big, and he just ran right beside me, and whatever was behind me, he chased it. And when he came back, it was probably about 15 minutes until he came back. And when he came back, he said, we all asked him, he said, "Why'd you run away? What happened? What'd you see?" He said, "There was a kachina standing right behind you." He was pointing at me. There was a kachina standing right behind me. I don't,
Yeah.
that was pretty weird. One
Yep. Yep.
o'clock in the
That's
morning, there was
cool.
a kachina.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's one of the weirdest things too, because I've been getting these Katina figures. I don't know if you listen to the couple episodes. Always mention a group of kids seeing a Kachina poking its head out of the ground, and And that, is wearing a headdress, like, just your typical kachina. Yeah, you see, and what he said is it pulled its body out of the ground, and it was halfway, and it was moving its finger towards the kids, and the kids were sitting up there top of a little hill with binoculars. And I guess all the kids seen him, and they was trying to beckon the kids to come by, to come here. And what he said was it had jewelry on, it had bells on its hands, its legs, and he's like, one of the weirdest things was it had a rainbow necklace around its neck. It had little clouds and a rainbow on the. So, these Katina figures, yeah, they're out there too. But man, that's chilly.
Yeah, quick question, Alex. Did he give you like any descriptions of how tall it was, or was it like a big kachina? Because I've been hearing stories that there's a big one in this like huge giant one that's been seen roaming around. But go ahead.
He didn't say no description of what it was or what kachina it was, but he said there was one standing behind me and it ran. I don't know. I don't know what all that was about.
Oh, geez, huh?
And
Yeah,
he charged after it, huh?
yeah. He ran right after. He ran right beside me, and he ran down the road. And 15 minutes later, he comes back, and we all ask him what happened. What'd you see? And he said there was a kachina standing behind me. I don't
Jeez,
know.
man.
Yeah,
That's
Man,
pretty cool.
balls of steel. He just charged right after it, huh? I didn't even.
yeah.
Wow.
I could hear it. It was coming down from from the road. Coming going down. I could hear it. I could hear bells. Bells jingling, jingling. I could hear it getting closer, closer, and closer. And pretty soon, I was like terrified to look over my shoulder to see what it was, and I was like, "Oh no, I ain't looking around."
Hmm.
So yeah, and that's when he ran right beside me, and he chased it.
Oh
Wow.
man, that's pretty
Why do you
awesome.
Why do you think that happened? What do you think it was there for?
I don't know. Maybe he seen me and my friend as troublemakers.
No. Huh.
No, no, he's probably like Tesawato. Tesawato over there. He's coming to
Yeah,
go and gushy you guys. I've heard all kinds of stories like that around there. I travel that area when I can at night, like very late as possible. I travel that area in hopes to see that anything like that. Um but man, see, we got BCAS is just checking in. Hey, welcome in, BCAS. Renee says listening while traveling on I-8. Hey, drive safe, Renee. Corbin, New Mexico. I just saw an exorcism of a building in Gallup last year. I was taking pics for the Gallup Sun, and Bishop Wall came and did it. Came home and tried to find out if anyone had died there. Oh, scary. Yeah, the one of the stories that came to me was this Navajo family was traveling. I think it was that K-Town area. They stopped there and they passed by. What they saw was a white bear, a huge white bear. It was cruising and it shifted to an old lady. They said that it was an old Navajo lady dressed. She walked into the store. I guess she walked in barefoot. So like all kinds of weird stories on that road right there.
yeah. I did one time in Jericho too. I was up at my friend's house, and it was probably 1 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock in the morning, whatever. You know, and I decided to drive home. And it was cold and it was windy. I started driving down the the main road on I think it's Highway 264, and it goes down from Skunk Springs Road down into the canyon towards Jericho Wash. Well, right when I was going down, I was doing about like 60, 65 miles an hour down that hill. You know, I had my windows rolled down, And next thing you know, I hear a loud bang on the back of the window. Bam, 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 bam. Like something's hitting it really hard. Yeah, like 60 miles an hour down the road. Nothing's going to be banging on your window that while you go driving that fast. You know what I mean? And then I turned off to my dad's turn off. And I sat there for a while, just kind of like shooken up, I was like, what the hell is that? Trying to figure out what the hell would do that. And and then I stopped there and I reached into the back seat. I grabbed a big long screwdriver, and I was like, whatever's gonna jump into the window, is gonna get it. So I was sitting there at night and kind of puzzled, like, why, And then down the dirt road, I can see like a orange light going back across the dirt road right in front of me. It just kept going back and forth. It'd stay there for a couple of seconds, then it go back over there, then it go back. Just kept doing that. Then I was terrified to go. I was pretty scared to go down that road because that's where I had to go down. That was the road that I had to drive down. And I got to the house, and later that night, I had a dream, and I had a dream that I opened my windows toward in my bedroom, and when I opened it, I looked towards the left side, and I can see somebody with a knelt down underneath that cedar tree, and I could see he had a skin on, and his face was painted. It was painted black right here, and it had like some kind of white stuff right here, and he was digging a hole, and then he reached into his side and he put something to that ground, and he covered it up, and right there, I just woke up. I think whatever it was followed me and dug something and put something to that into that hole.
Wow.
Man, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good description right there. Seeing the paint, then the white,
Yeah,
and every skinwalker they have unique paint, and like even the our neighbors, the Hopi, the Zuni, they have their own form of skinwalker as well, and they probably both look the same or very identical. Who really knows? We're still putting pieces of the puzzle together. But
Yeah.
I know when they do that, they're like placing curses on the family. They're digging
yeah.
either, yeah, they want the land or the family off the land. That's what they're doing. But man, that sounds like an area of high strange. Just like I know that area is very, very has its own receipts on the amount of people that have missing time, that go missing, abductions, and also murders. A whole bunch of bad things happen in that area. And especially the lights. They always see multiple lights, like yellow, green, blue, red, all five of them all traveling together around that area. And I know the Hopis, they say that's the Kachinas. They're multiple of them. They're all dancing like this. And the same thing with the Apache, the mountain spirit. That's what they're imitating. Those lights that are dancing above the mountains. So like strange, like stars like that, they have a correlation, but mean much more. You know, but uh, yeah. Do you notice like like what time of the year does it like get really active in Jedito area, like on the lights and the on that sort of things?
Uh, I say around the fall time,
Hmm.
like during the fall time, right when it's cold, and the wind is blowing. You know, I think that's the time they like to run around and do things.
New Year's, maybe. Um, How big were these lights? Explain a bit more. What was the size of these things? These lights that you seen?
It was probably about like the size of a baseball, tennis ball, about
Hmm.
that size. It just kept going back and forth across the road. It was probably at least about 100 yards away from me.
What color was these lights that you seen?
It was like a light orange.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome, though. Go ahead, there. Sorry.
Uh, what do you think the possibility of this being a person moving a light? Was this way late at night, or
Oh yeah, it was probably at least around midnight to 1 o'clock in the morning.
Hmm. And,
Man,
yeah, it
there's a
Around
gets
that,
lot
pretty
of
weird.
things.
yeah,
Go ahead.
around that area, there's a lot of skinwalkers that like to run around and do their witchcraft.
Hmm. Uh, what does your parents say about this area? You said your granddad and your father live in this area. What do they take on these lights, or how do they
Uh,
perceive all of it?
my dad, he's a Christian, and he passed away last year, and he's always told me, don't bother those lights, leave them alone, because if you bother the lights, they're gonna follow you, they're gonna put what put a curse on you, do whatever they do to you because you're bothering them.
Hmm. And
Oh, so he would associate the lights with more of witchcraft. He would,
Yeah.
huh? Oh, okay. More. Oh,
uh,
I like.
has they
Oh,
always have?
what 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 was that there? I think we have a lag
I
here. I
was
don't
gonna,
know if I'm lagging.
no,
Go
yeah, I've
ahead,
been
man.
getting that a bit too on the side. How long have these lights been here? Has this area always been like this ever since you were a kid, or what did your grandparents say about it?
Yeah, I wasn't really close with my dad's grandparents. My knowledge. I wasn't really
Mm,
close to them. I was more close to my Masana and my Cheo. You know,
mm. So I'm
and
guessing this is just not just a wide secret, huh? That the whole area right here talks. Everybody
yeah,
has something to say about this area.
yeah. My grandfather, he was a medicine man. He was and m- he was a medicine man, and my grandmother, she was a crystal gazer. And
Mm,
this is what I was told, and because they passed away before I could even talk to them. But that's
Mhm.
what I was told, and pretty much the area is, I don't know, it's pretty much cursed, I think.
right.
Because
Just got.
it's
Oh,
It's the it's an island, the Jedito Island. That's what they call it, because
Mm,
it at Navajo reservation. It sits inside right in the middle of the Hopi reservation.
yeah.
Yeah. And there's constantly, people seeing Kachinas running around. And my aunt, when she was still alive, she told a story that she was going to the Jedito school, and she said she'd seen a Hopi clown running on the side of the road, and that's what I think Darren said. The Hopi clowns, and they like to do that stuff too. Also, I'm not too sure. But
man.
yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff that happens around there.
You
Mm.
guys feel like you guys are targeted a lot there?
Yeah, I think we are because back in the day, it was a little bit more traditional, and not too many people like the fact that my dad was a Christian and he would go to church and, he would pray for everybody. But, you know, I think that we were targeted just because we had a house built there or something like that. I don't know, because mm, my family really had a lot of bad luck ever since we moved back to the reservation.
Sounds like a double whammy. Your family is Navajo and you're Christian, or your family is Christian. So your dad, so it sounds like it's a double target. But man, I wonder what that clown was doing. Like, is he just, I wonder if he was just stretching his legs, like scaring some Navajo. I wonder, like, what they're doing. That's very mysterious right there on its own. If you're listening and you're from Jupiter, please reach out to us. If you have a front yard, high strange area, land, please. We would like to camp out and try to capture all these strange anomalies, please. Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Everyone else, so please do us a favor and share us as well. Oh man, okay. I had a question. And this one's for the viewers as well. One of the lights, two lights that go together that I've noticed as well from our own stories and our own encounters and everyone's stories as well so far. So, okay, so if you see green eyes reflecting, that's like Skinwalker stuff. Like they put a demon around hex on you to go and get you. It has green eyes reflecting, and when you see them run around at night, the Skinwalkers, they use the crystal gazers. They use that crystal for darkness. And that crystal gives off a red light, and they use it on the ground. They run around. So if you see red glowing light that's roaming, that's them. They're using crystal for dark purpose. They're using it in the bad way. So that's one of the things. So I was wondering if you ever seen like red glowing lights that are running around.
Yeah, in back of my house.
Oh
Oh,
shit!
geez,
Yeah,
dang.
because right where my house is, right up on top of the rocks. Not too far, there was an old Spanish mission that was there, and uh, I guess there were graves that used to be up there also, and you could see when you go up there, you can see like bunch of holes, like whoever was digging for whatever. There's a bunch of
Hmm.
holes that's dug there, right by that old Spanish mission. So
Wow.
that area has a lot of history.
Yeah, probably a lot of dark history more
Yeah.
than good. Darren, you have a question?
Yeah, the sneak trick Willie at 8381. He says, "Hey Don, sounds like the story I was telling you about Janetta. What's that story he was talking about?"
Oh, his ex. No, just kidding. I think on the comment earlier where he said he heard the man, he's gonna have to remind me. Oh man, like I've been getting told stories left and right, and with him and Derek, we had like a little team meeting, and man, I've heard some good stories from both of them. So I'm trying to figure out the stories, but great stories keep coming. Just like Alex has another story that just added to the topic that we're interested in on the clown. We have stories of a haunted clown that used to haunt Fort Defiance Hospital. So Darren likes clowns, and I think I'm getting into clowns as well. Thank you, Alex, for your clown story. That really ding. Okay.
Right.
Oh yeah. Okay. It's the two skinwalkers and the grandson. It happened in Jedito. Oh
Yeah.
man. Ooh, jeez. Really challenging my memory right there. Oh man. Woo.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Lee, you can. Oh, go ahead, Darren. You have a question?
Oh no. Do you got any more of these Kachina stories? Man, they're almost a dime a dozen right now, and
Yeah.
I have a couple of myself.
Not really. that's basically that's all I have about the Kachinas, you know.
Mm.
But
Oh,
you
okay,
know,
okay. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, I just had a brain blast. Go ahead, Alex. My bad.
eh, yeah, that's about it.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
You hear stories of
oh,
them. I was told a story from a coworker. We're getting rained out. We're sitting underneath a tarp, and he mentioned Kachina dolls that were moving by themselves and all that stuff. So, and another one that was strangely enough like 9, 10 feet tall. Walking around the moonlight. So these things, whatever they are, they're real, very much real, and it's strange. It's really strange to have people make artwork and then you notice that what this artwork that these people are making are real. They're making it because they see them. They encounter them, and that's just
they
a
didn't
real
just
kind
make
of
it up.
freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't make it up.
Yeah.
It's kind of freaky. It's a real freaky if you sit there
So,
thinking.
yeah, I remember the story Lee told me now. It came back to me. That's why I was like, oh, brain blast. So, I guess he said that this one kid that was raised like he was raised off the res and he would go back to the res to Jedito area to his grandparents and his grandparents would take him out like into the boonies and they would build a fire and he said that they would start digging in the ground near the fire and he would see all kinds of different pelts. They would dig up about 10 pelts, different animals, and they would choose which one they want to go as that night. And they would change transform to that pelt, the animal, and they would tell the grandson to stay by the fire. No one will see you. If someone comes to the fire, they won't be able to see you at all. They won't see the fire. It's okay. Just take care of the fire, keep it going. And they would be gone all night, and then they would come back in the morning. Oh yeah. But before they would transform, they would sing songs and they would put paint on each other after they take off all their clothing, and they would put that white cleach, the paint on themselves, on each other as they're singing, and they would leave, and they would come back, take off all the paint right before the sun's coming up, and they would fold all the pelt and put it back underground, and they would put dirt over it, and it would look like it was never ever disturbed. Like somehow, some way, it looked like nothing ever happened. They covered up the pelts, and they would take him home, and they would continue the day like nothing happened, like normal people. Then same thing that night, they would go back to that same area, same routine, and then I guess he didn't realize what they were doing, and he told his mom, and I guess they kept him from going back, and I guess it was the dad's son. So he told the mom, so the mom didn't allow him to go back home, and I guess the dad passed away. I guess something bad happened to him. So that's the story that Lee told me in a nutshell. I might have messed out a few things, but that's the best of my memory.
Hmm.
But that's in Jedito right there. Pretty scary story. But man, but but yeah, what else has happened to you in your time in Jedito other than the Kachinas?
You know, I don't know if you're familiar with going from that junction from that goes to towards Holbrook, and one goes towards Window Rock. I don't know if you're familiar with that junction.
Mm.
Well, if you keep going towards Holbrook, from the junction on top of Jericho, and you just keep going, and then you make your way down towards White Cone area. Well, one time, me and my friend, we were coming back. It was around about 1 o'clock in the morning, as always. We were always getting into trouble back then. And we were
Yeah,
driving around and coming back to Jericho, from Whitecomb. And, right before you go up the hill, on our right side, you can see the hill, and you can see on top of the hill, there's a bunch of cedar trees up there. They got a little bit of pine trees, and you know, they're like they're not too big, and you can see how big the trees are. Well, anyways, well, as we were making our way up the hill, you can see this really big giant orb, like bigger than the trees. It was just going through the trees, and then once it made its way towards the edge of the hill, it stayed right there, and we were driving, making our way up the hill, and it rolled down the hill. That big giant orb rolled down the hill, and as soon as we got to where it rolled down, we tried looking down there to see what it was. You couldn't see nothing. But it was a big giant orb, bigger than a cedar tree.
Oh. Uh,
or bigger than a cedar tree, huh?
Yeah.
what color was it?
It
Did
was
it-
like
did
a whitish color. I don't know if that makes sense. Like a white color.
did it leave any
Right.
marks when it was rolling down the hill? Did it leave a trail or
No,
burn marks?
it didn't leave a trail or nothing. It's just like it was just like a big giant ball, and it just rolled down the hill. Didn't leave no trail or nothing.
Hmm.
And both of me and my friend, we looked at each other and we said, "Did you see that?" He said, "Yeah, I seen that." And we watched it, and it rolled down the hill. We both seen it.
Well, what year was this? When was this? Your troublemaking years, I guess you would say.
Yeah, probably when I was about like 20, 25, 23, around that area.
Hmm.
I don't know what year that was, but I ain't too good.
Back in that's all you gotta say. Back in let's see here. Let's give this person right here the comment right here. We didn't say hello at Pulvis. All right. I think I said his name. I just say PA. Sorry guys. Sorry, bro. I said your name wrong. But it says, how's it going, beautiful people? Hope everyone had a great weekend. Oh, you as well, buddy. You as well. Let's see here. Someone said, I heard a clown story from the old Fort Hospital. Ooh. Someone was chased on a bicycle. Yikes.
This clown,
Yikes.
is it your typical Native American clown, or is it your bozo type?
No,
McDonald's
he said
clown?
the Hopi clown, like the black
Hopi
and
clown?
white stripe. Yeah,
Wow.
everyone has their own variation, huh?
Yep.
I know we have our own clown as well, but a little bit different meaning. Well, probably the same maybe, but I know like the Navajo clown is like based on more of us, how we're supposed to be like the holy people, but we just have like ADD and start messing around. So that's what I know our clown represents. But their clown like is a representation of the thunder beings, like one of the highest deities. So some of them they bring storms, and then the Lakota one, his name is Hayoka, so he chases storms away. So they have very almost the same thing that they do, the clown, and yeah, that's very very mysterious creature on his own. Okay, let's see here. Right here. Oh, let's see. Hey, Chris Coyote jumped in. He said, I know a road that goes to my Nellie's place, Holbrook to Jedito. That road is spooky at night. Oh man. Probably the same road right there. Najoni Yaja, I can't do clowns either. Hard pass. Oh yeah, the clowns on gate tonight, Najoni. Yeah. Right there, Miss Donahue. No, not clowns. Yes, clowns. I'm just kidding. Okay, right there. All right, let's see here. The best offense against clowns, especially ghosts and demonic ones, is to say laugh at them and say, "LOL, you aren't funny." Hero twins always laughed at their enemies and trolled them with laughter. Oh yeah. definitely. When someone threatens you, laugh at them. You know. Yeah, so I can't remember the sayings of that, but that's true right there. And I remember you telling me a story that you were you were in your truck and you're
Oh yeah.
took in the devil's lettuce and he jumped in the back. Can you tell us that story?
Yeah, back in the day, I don't know what year it was, but it was in my high school days when I used to go to high school in Ganado. My friend came over. It was probably, I say, probably about between 10 and 12, around that area at night. You know, we decided, let's go to Steamboat to the guy's house. So we got the Steamboat and we got what we needed, and we started to drive back towards uh, towards Jeddah. Then he said, "You want to go smoke?" I said, "Yeah, all right." And so he starts driving towards the old chapter house. We're in Jeddah. It's it's just a concrete foundation, and it's pretty flat. So we parked there, and it was at night, and it was pretty cool, and it was windy. The wind was really blowing. It was windy, and we were sitting there. We were smoking. And then next thing you know, the back of the truck just goes down. The bed of the truck just goes bam, just goes bam. Did it
Hey,
once, and we both looked at each other, and and then he just kept talking, and then it does it again, and then I, I say something is the back of the truck, something is the back of the truck. I told him, look, and he didn't want to look. We both didn't want to look. So he just starts the car, and we just laughed, and pretty much that was it, you know. But yeah, that was around about like 10, 12 o'clock at night, around that area.
oh man,
Oh,
jeez, that's
must have
pretty
wanted to hit
awesome.
you, I guess, huh? Oh,
Yeah.
So, hey, pass the ditch to the left hand side. Boom, 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 boom. Hey.
hmm.
Oh,
So,
jeez.
so
Go
what?
ahead, Darren.
What was the atmosphere like afterwards? You guys just peel out of there and drink some Kool Aid afterwards, or what? Is this?
um,
Or what was the conversation like?
we were at parked in front of my house, and we were just talking about what it was. I was asking him what do you think it was, and he said, it's probably a Yanny, you know, She probably jumped on the the bed of the truck,
Mm,
and we were at night. They always say don't go out at night, so we were at night, and that's what happened.
yeah, the elder generation, they tell stories like this, and it's mostly just warning stories. They tell you don't go out at night. Sure enough, something happens then during the night again.
Oh
So,
yeah, yep.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of learned my lesson from that. And after that, I didn't really go out as much at night.
mhm,
Just stayed around at during the day.
yep.
You
Yeah,
know,
for real.
yeah.
For good reason, too. For very good reason. Linda Donahue, 3177, says, finally caught this live. Hello, everyone. Listening from Los Lunes. Hello,
Hey, what's
Linda.
up?
Thank you for joining us. Um, man. So, um, so like, as far as your family, are they always like, do you know if they're like gifted as well? They used to be medicine men, like you were saying earlier, huh? So do you think that gift is passed down to you in any way?
Um, yeah, yeah. I think it is. There's sometimes that my dreams they'll tell me something. But it's up to me that I have to decipher whether it's gonna be true or whether it's not gonna be true. But I always listen to what my dreams tell me. 'Cause
Hmm.
I do
Yeah,
believe it. I do believe that I can tell what's going to happen just by my dreams.
Hmm.
awesome,
Wow.
awesome. It'll tell
Yeah.
you the future, that's for sure. Never ignore it. I tell everyone to take a notepad, keep it next to your bed, because right when you wake up, write it down, because it'll go. And I haven't been doing that lately. My wife's been the one waking me up. I'm seeing seeing the future or getting messages, and it's scary. But I can say to you is embrace it. Just embrace it, because you can be used in the future. And real quick here at Tyrannosaurus Rex 3886. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Oh,
Says super
great.
great channel. Thank you very much. Oh man,
Right on.
likewise, Tyrannosaurus Rex. Thank you very much. Um, all that's to the research, goes to the research and to this reason why we love doing this. Talking about the paranormal and making it okay to talk about it. From our journey to our viewpoint in life. A lot of people always ask us, why are you doing this podcast? Why, like, you guys always interested in the paranormal? How did it get your attention? And we always say, hey, we're just born into it. We didn't have a choice,
Mhm.
just being on the reservation, being Navajo, we see things already. And like from like Alex's stories already, from orbs to kachinas to the clown, already right there. That's an amazing catalog on its own right there. Not many
Mhm.
people see a kachina in a cloud, have stories of clowns running around. And thank you again, Alex, for your time. And everyone out there listening, please like and subscribe. We're gonna have more great things coming up in the future, as far as content and boots on the ground with our team. Um, okay, going back to before we go back to Alex, Darren, do you have any questions for Alex?
No, no, not right now, man. It's a lot of just this, a lot of interesting stuff. It's just part of the life. It's hard to explain. It's just part of it. Um, like Don was saying, we just kind of born into it. We always hear about it, and then you see it, and then you have your own encounters, and you know it. It's it's a strange and yet it's a very beautiful place being back home. So uh, I guess back at the house, the hills do have eyes, and on occasion they'll be blinking and watching you in the night. So uh, be careful to the viewers out there, that want to see stuff. Um, just be just be careful what you wish for, because one of the most part that people won't talk about on these paranormal podcasts is the PTSD of all of it. People go through it and they don't talk about having the nightmares. They don't talk about you scared to go outside. During the night. They don't talk about stuff like this, and it's kind of a sad part of the paranormal business. But
Mhm.
again, yeah, be careful. Watch out for yourself. Watch out for your families out there. And Joe, take us away, man. What's your next? What do you got, bud?
Oh, I got a story about Bigfoot here in Ohio.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been following that saga, you and the river and Bigfoot. Go ahead, tell us
Yeah,
about that.
yeah. I do a lot of catfishing, and like when you catfish, you stay late at night towards like 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock. You stay there late at night. Sometimes you pull an all nighter. Um, I was fishing at my lake,
Real bad lag.
local lake here. And it's called Guilford Lake. And
Hey, hey,
I was
Alex.
fishing. Yeah.
We got real bad lag. I don't know if I'm lagging or you guys are lagging. It might
No,
be me
no.
lagging, but
Uh,
can you guys hear me?
yeah, yeah, I can
Yeah.
hear you. Mine
Oh,
was doing that in the beginning too, earlier on. So
oh,
yeah,
we got bad lag, guys. No.
It's still going.
All right, hang
Alex,
on, guys.
you can continue with the story.
Yeah, I was
We've been
fishing.
talking about weird things already, bro. Oh, hang on, guys. Go back out and then come back in, both of you guys, because it's we got real bad lag here. Sorry, viewers out there. Sorry,
Yeah,
you guys.
the
Someone's doing some something to the network right now. We're crashing or something. But Darren, Alex, go back
we're
out
good.
and then go back in on the link. Come back in again. I don't know.
We're good on our side. Are you good, Alex?
Yeah, I'm good. I can hear you guys.
Oh,
What was it?
We're good on this side. We're still filming, dude. You're still on the.
It's just me.
Yeah. So
Is it?
it's just you, bro. It's just on your side.
It's on my side.
Yeah.
Okay, let me.
Well, everything's filming though. Everything's recorded right now.
Okay. All right. Let me go back out. You guys continue for the.
All right.
I'll be
All
back.
right, Alex. Take us away.
Sorry.
I thought it was me.
It happens. It's live. So.
Yeah, I was going to talk about Bigfoot, and I'm over here in northeastern Ohio, in a small little place called Lisbon. There's a lake not far from me. It's within 5 miles. It's called Guilford Lake. I was fishing there probably about 3 o'clock in the morning. I was messaging my girlfriend. I was telling her. I kind of feel weird, because the same time I was messaging her, I had Sasquatch Chronicles playing on my Bluetooth speaker. I was listening to Bigfoot. So, I was telling her I'm listening to Sasquatch Chronicles, and I kind of feel creeped out. So I put the phone down, just sitting there watching my poles, just listening. Probably at least within 5 minutes of that time, I put the phone down. I heard this really big roar, like a growl and a roar. It was like, and then you can hear something flying through the air.
Oh man, I think it's me, guys.
You can hear it hit the reeds, and when it hit the reeds, it hit the water, and whatever it was pretty big. I don't know what in that area would make that kind of
Still
growl.
lagging, guys. Hey Darren, if you can just carry on the show, bro. I don't know what's going on. I think it's on my end, but I got a real bad lag here. But Darren, if you can carry on, try to carry on. I'll keep keeping eye on the clock as well. I'll see if I can get in when I can.
Yeah, you're on. You're on though. Oh, well, sorry about that. All right.
Yeah, then in that area, there's no mountain lion here, but the only thing they had got around here is a black bear. But a black bear ain't gonna go throw something in the water. And when I heard that, I jumped up out of my chair. I grabbed my handgun. I loaded my handgun, and I was shining my flashlight towards the parking lot, because that's where it came from, the parking lot. And I was gonna shoot towards whatever it was, but I remembered, there's a campground on the other side of the highway. So I did not shoot, but I had it pointed in that direction, and the whole time I was trying to look to see what it was, but I couldn't see what it was because it was so cold, and all that steam or whatever was coming out of my mouth, it was blocking my view from what I could see. But whatever it was literally probably at least 30 feet away from me.
Whoa.
And the lake I'm at, it's pretty populated. There's houses all around the lake, and there's a farm right across the lake from me, and there's a campground just right across the highway, and everything is like a really small area, and I don't know what it was. It's just like a big growl, big roar put together, kind of like a lion.
Wow. Uh, when did this happen? What time? You know, was this
Uh,
a recent event or?
this happened at least two 2 years ago, about
Wow.
2 years
When's the
ago.
last time you went back to this lake? I can see you have fishing poles in the back, so back of you.
Oh yeah, I got some I got my glow in the dark fishing poles here because I do a lot of night fishing.
Yeah.
Um, it happened about like 2 years ago. I was probably at least 3 o'clock in the morning,
Wow.
and
You,
this,
do you
it,
go back to this area? Did you look
oh
around in the
yeah,
morning or?
oh yeah, that's my favorite lake, man. But after that, I couldn't stay there past 10 o'clock anymore. I just wouldn't stay there past 10 o'clock. That's
Yep.
and I'm 6 foot tall, and I'm like 265. I'm a pretty big guy, and that pretty much scared me from going back to my fishing area for a little bit.
Guys, it's a shame. It's a shame it does that. These creatures. It's one of the Apaches. I was going through some trouble too, and want to just lay down some knowledge. Drop some wisdom. Don't let them take your joy from you. So it's a shame that this thing took your fishing spot away. Uh, wow.
Yeah, they the area I live at, it's part of the Underground Railroad,
Mhm.
and it's part of where Civil War happened. There's a lot of history in this little town, this little area, and it's we're like right on the foothills of the Appalachians. There's a lot of Bigfoot stories that come around from this area,
um,
and they got Beaver Creek State Park, which is probably at least 15 miles away from us, and people been saying there's a lot of Bigfoot activity around that area also. But that uh, yeah, that's pretty much it. But you know I don't know what would make that growl, especially around that time of the time of the day. It's pretty late.
yeah, it's one of the you know when people go through stuff like this, they don't automatically think Skinwalker. They think they go back and they make sense of it. Like you when you hear hooves outside the house, you think of a horse or elk. You don't think zebra. So you kind of lose your logic to figure this stuff out. For you to that, I don't know what that was, and it's frightening. Um, what other stories do you have that come out of this area? Is this place have they have Bigfoot crossings or people joke about Bigfoot out there?
No, actually, there's a lot of people that has a lot of sightings. I got a friend that I work with. He's always hunting, and he's always doing a lot of squirrel hunting, coyote hunting, deer hunting. He's always out in the outdoors. And not too far from town, there's some Bigfoot tracks that he took pictures of. And he sent one to me, and he's got a pretty big foot, and the footprint that he showed me, it was probably at least 15 inches, and he's got a size 12 foot. It was pretty damn big foot, and it was really wide.
Mhm. Do you happen to have this photo on you by chance?
Yeah,
Do you think we can see it? Can you show it? In the meantime, I'll go ahead and read the comments out here, and we'll see what if Don's back. You good, Don?
Can you guys hear me? Hey,
Yeah.
Alex,
Yeah.
if you can email it to me, then I can put it on here and I can blow it up for everybody. Sorry about that,
All right.
everybody. I don't know what is going on.
Yeah.
It's out of my hands. That's all I can say. But I caught a little bit of it. I missed some of your Bigfoot stories, which is my favorite topic. But it's all good though. It's all good. So, yeah. Ket, we'll just read the comments then, because
Yeah.
I don't want to make you go back. Woo! Sorry about that, everyone. Okay, all right. Crazy Coyote. Hey, Alex, let me know if you emailed it to me. Then I can download it to the laptop or check the email and
All right.
download it. All right. Okay. So Crazy Coyote 1313. Y'all remember how they beat Pennywise? They laughed at him. Clowns are supposed to bring joy and laughter, not terror. So start laughing at something that scares you. Yeah, don't give it power. Don't give it power. Debbie O Texas Virgo. Hello, she
Hey,
says.
Debbie.
Hello, Debbie.
Hello.
Hey, Tyrannosaurus Rex. Thank you again, my friend.
What's up?
Navajo Jace. Navajo Ace 1. When y'all are down here in Farmington, we'll get in contact.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
I hope you have our contact information, so you can get our number, and that'll be faster to get a hold of you and each other. Excuse me. Lecidic Willie. Don't ask me for money now. No. The TikTok is for C4 here. This is for our research projects, man. This is gonna be probably for our new work boots after Bigfoot steals our boots. If we get too close to his nest, he might steal our left side of the shoe. Who knows? True to my tribe says, yo, what up, Don and Darren? Hey, true to my tribe, nice to see you again. AZ Lyman says, like, subscribe, and send 20. This guy. Hey, man, this is all for knowledge, man. This is all for knowledge. Like, if we see Bigfoot, Darren will be with the camera. He'd be like, hey, we got a Bigfoot over there. And then I'll be coming in like, yeah, I'm going to touch it.
Yeah, poke it with a stick. Huh?
Yeah, with the stick, yeah, crocky, something like that. I'm willing to do that for everybody. But let's see here. Okay, yeah, I guess everyone's saying they're talking about the lag, and they're yeah, it does. Crazy Coyote says you saw Ohio Grassman, Ohio version of Bigfoot. Oh, that's who you've been messing with, bro, Alex. The Ohio Grassman.
Oh
You
yeah.
gotta do the grass. You gotta do the grass dance while you're offering up a big old catfish to him. You gotta shake the tail feather and give it to him. But did you do that though? Did you try offering the fish?
No, I left him a couple of cigarettes and an apple.
Oh,
Ain't nothing like good smoke, and
they'll help the digestive system right there. After two couple stogies, I mean, you can go to the restaurant fine after that. I don't know about everyone else, but that's beside the point, right? That's besides the point. Najonia just says, Darren, you keep fixing your shirt like it's a robe.
oh yeah, it's pretty chilly tonight. That's why.
Oh yeah, Texas right there. It's you gotta go look for a mamacita out there if you can keep you warm.
Yep.
Trade out some stories. I was listening in right here. That was me. I was like, hey, but I can't see anyone's comments for some reason. Okay, all right. So looks like we caught up with everyone. Yeah, I'm back. What's up, everybody? Okay, the lag is over. Okay, so Alex covered his Sasquatch encounters out there while fishing. Right? You covered that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, as far as you mentioned the underground railroad as well. Have you seen any or heard any voices or any crying or anything like that going on?
Uh, no, not really. There was an old railroad that used to run along the Little Beaver Creek, not too far from my work, and sometimes you can hear a train, like a train whistle blowing.
Hmm.
And there's no trains nearby, but you can hear it. We call that the ghost train.
Wow. I
That's pretty
also heard
scary.
a couple of stories of these Bigfoot entities actually mimicking train whistles and stuff like that. So, when was the last time this train actually ran through, or is it there's no trains that run today?
Uh, and there was a lot of old factories that were built along that Little Beaver Creek, so that train used to transport supplies from here to wherever, back and forth. Uh, but that happened like back in the day, like in the 1800s. That's when they had the train was going through there.
Hmm.
Mhm.
But you can
Be a
still
lot of
hear the
people.
train. Yeah.
Wow.
I know in Oklahoma they have that ghost train too, that they would see the lights cruising down still. Um, and then in Mexico, I seen a video where they had like a horse running carrying a ghost wagon. So there's strange things that keep going after life. But man, yeah, that had to, like, all those people that are involved with the Underground Railroad, just think about how much voodoo they were practicing while they were doing that too. Maybe some areas are really super haunted because they're doing like a ritual or something.
Hmm.
Because I know
Yeah,
like all that. Oh, go ahead.
this this town that I live in, it's pretty small, and back in the day, I guess they used to hang witches here. People used to accuse other people of being witches, and they used to hang them from a tree downtown. That's what
Wow.
Man,
that's what my girlfriend used to. That's what she tells me.
Wow. It's
jeez.
classic witch hunt, huh? But
Yeah, I
from
guess
what?
there used to be a lot of occults and all that, all that in this area also.
Hmm.
So this place does have a lot of history with all kind of weird crap happened to it.
Mhm.
Uh, is there any like copper mining or quartz
Coal,
uh, areas right there?
a lot of a lot of coal.
A lot of coal. The
Yeah,
reason why I'd
I'm
ask this
not.
is these people occults are usually attracted to these high energy areas. Sedona being one of them, and for
Yeah.
whatever reason they channel all their energy together. It's not an uncommon thing for witches to gather, or uh, white witches, dark witches, whatever. So that's the reason why I was asking that question. I'm kind of curious. Kind of
Yeah.
curious about this area now.
Yep, exactly. Ohio is right, it's close to the land of the lakes, so they have a lot of lakes out there. They got a lot of rivers. It's more lush in Ohio, that area. So I wouldn't doubt something lives in there 24/7. We got a question from BCast, says any Dogman stories? And he also said he heard Ohio has a lot of occults and witchcraft stuff as well at their receipt.
Yep.
So, have you had
Um,
any Dogman stories?
uh, there's a town not too far from us. It's called Salem, Ohio, and there's this road that they say it's spooky and it's haunted. It's called Egypt Road, and
Hmm.
there was a couple of reports of people seeing a dogman there, not um, probably in the 80s and 70s or 80s. that's that's the only thing that I can say about dog
Mm.
man.
Yep, and they
Wow.
have like a black a panther running around there too. That some reason the government does not want to acknowledge for some reason. And
Yeah, it, that's funny that you mentioned that because there's a friend here, a family friend, and he comes to the house one day and he says, "You know what I just seen?" I said, "What?" "A panther." "What do you mean a panther? There's no panthers in the area. I seen a big black panther sitting by the pond." I'm like, "Are you serious?" "Yeah." So he told me there was he seen a panther.
Wow. No, that
it's
is
documented.
your first. I think that's the first Black Panther story we have on this the podcast right now, huh? Really interesting. These black cats, you know. Uh, from what I get, Black Panthers ain't, you know, they're not. How would you say it? They don't happen in nature, I guess. Like they're like jaguars or something like that. I don't know how to explain
Yeah.
it, but yeah.
Yeah, like a
Oh,
like yeah, it's just they're the same thing, the jaguar and the panther, but it's just like the coat just gives off its own unique pattern, kind of like an albino, but theirs is all black. They used to
wow.
live all up in the yeah, like all up in the southwest, and I'm pretty sure Oklahoma, because right now in Arkansas they see them right now. They're spotted, those panthers, and there's a lot of rivers and lakeways out back east, so it'll be so easy for something to just get from stream to stream, quite easily out there.
Mhm.
Um,
When was
uh,
this? When did this happen? When did he come by and say this? This
Last year.
last
Last
year?
year, I think. Yeah, I think maybe around April, May, probably around May or June.
Wow.
mm, it's always
Hmm.
migrating, probably. um, so how close are you to that patch in the mountains?
Right, I'm right on the foothills. I live probably at least 50 miles away from the Ohio River, and right on the other side of the Ohio River is West Virginia, and I live probably at least 10 miles away from the Pennsylvania border towards the east.
Are you
Kind of
close
like
to
that.
the Allegheny?
Yeah,
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Oh man. So that area Allegheny National Forest is from a native tribe, and that Allegheny is actually, it means like a giant, those six-fingered giants that have double rows of teeth. And one of my buddies, he's a government insider, and he lives in um Pennsylvania. He does hear work go underneath below him, like someone's drilling, someone's knocking on something, and he said that they're actually alive. They're still down there. They're working with the government,
huh,
making weapons and all kinds of new technology. So that's what the Allegheny National Forest is named after, the giants.
Hmm.
So they're working hand in hand underneath Pennsylvania. So that area is role as and Pennsylvania, that forest, it would be another great place to research because that forest is in the same some kind of pattern that was told to me from my government insider. There's a pattern, there's a grid line that matches that forest and the Southwest Navajo Nation. It's a direct match. So he said that there's a doorway that opens up for things to go to and from both areas.
Hmm.
And so it's just a lot of can of worms on its own. So if you ever go out to Pennsylvania, the national forest, be aware of the six-fingered giants, and if they're out and about, sometimes they carry a large club with them. So whenever someone sees them, their bones are shaking. And they don't want no part of that. Hey, what's
huh.
up, Tyson? Thank you, Najona Yeja. Thank you. Yep. She says, another great episode, Double D's with Alex. Thank you for your time tonight. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Um, and yeah, there's an underground base over there too. So if you go poking around, be careful. You know, you might see something that you're not supposed to, then they'll take you away. um, going back to the res, did you I was wondering if your family had any like crazy Bigfoot stories on the res.
My brother, he passed away probably at least 3 years ago, and before he passed, he told me he seen a Bigfoot at Wheatfield Lake.
Hmm.
He said he was camping, and he could hear something outside his tent. He said he could smell it. It smelled like chant and chant and sledge mixed together.
Hmm.
So he says he opens his tent, he goes out, says into the woods towards Sadley Lake. He said towards the woods. He said there was a Bigfoot standing there, probably at least 20 feet away from him. So he was just standing there, and he just turned around and walked off into the woods towards Sadley Lake.
Oh man.
20 feet away, dude. That's a bit
Yeah,
way too close.
my brother passed before I could even ask him even more questions about it. But
Oh
yeah,
man.
that's what he said.
R.I.P. Rest in peace. So he just walked straight up north, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That like the wheat fields, I've been getting stories of that lake having more Sasquatch sightings and encounters. And then Saley Lake, I've been getting a lot more ET, like a lot of UFOs dancing above the
Really?
lake by that volcano. Yeah, that area, there's something special about that Saley Lake with the
Huh.
ET. And yeah, we're gonna be when we're out in Farmington, we might meet up with the guy that does the UFO channel on TikTok. His group's called Native UFO. So he has all these UFOs across the Navajo Nation and your area, Jedito. That's one of the hot spots too. The same descriptions you're giving me. If you make a TikTok account, you go to Native UFO and you'll see basically all that you and I seen. But I'm waiting for him to capture the mothership that I saw. But I think that one might just be parked over the Four Corners in Miami Valley area. So I'm waiting for another person to tell me that he saw the mothership. And oh yeah, it's also on the picture too. The soft disclosure. They saw a gigantic saucer over the Four Corners area. It had to be like probably 1,000 miles in diameter. So it
Whoa.
was a huge silver dome craft just cruising right over the Four Corners. So I think that's
Wow.
the same one we saw. And that picture was taken in the 90s. And if I find it, I'll share it to the Don't Whistle at Night podcast group. Yeah. Oh, snap. Yeah. Let me see. I forgot about that picture. Let me go check the email. Darren, is there any questions you'd like to ask Mr. Alex?
Oh no, not right now. Thanks again for showing up. We kind of get the late hour, so everybody has to go to work in the morning. So, thank you for your time.
Oh yeah. We got everyone has to go to work. Has to go to work and work safely. I think that's one of the main things we all have to do. Keep that in the forefront of our mind. Let's see here. We got Sally Forth. Oh yeah, Tyson Lito. He says, "How's it going, Double D's and Alex?"
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Tyson? And Sally Forth alone says, "Wow, I didn't know that about Allegheny, and I live in the Allegheny country." Oh, if you hear something going on below you, that's record it. Record it. BCast 33. A lot of people who live near mountains see the Black Panther with photos, but BLM and the forest rangers do not acknowledge. I wonder why. Like, why? But
Right.
they're always gonna, they're always gonna lie to us. Yeah, they just want to lie. I think. Excuse me, Tyson Lolito. Looking forward and can't wait to explore Farmington with the crew.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Hopefully you make it there, Tyson. You are the firepower. Call him Ironhide. No, just kidding. Crazy Coyote 13. I bet $10 the Phoenix Lights are the mothership you saw. Maybe, possibly. Strong possibility right there. BCast 33. I have a relative who was married to a family near Wheatfields who had a neighbor who killed a young Bigfoot. What? I tried to ask for the photo they showed me, but they couldn't seem to find it.
Oh. That's an interesting topic right there. I would think you might have to bring him on the podcast right now.
Oh yeah. I know. Like, dang. What were you gonna say, Alex? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I've heard about that Bigfoot being killed.
Oh, okay. Well,
Tell us.
all right. Well,
Yeah.
Come on, you got to spill the beans now, bro.
I don't know.
All right, Alex.
It's been a while since I've heard about it. It's been like years. That's all. All I know that I just heard about it.
Oh, it's rumors in the town, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
When I was there, I got the same story too. When I went to Saley, I stopped at the lake, and there were 4 people standing there. I was like, "Hey, you guys got any Bigfoot stories?" And they kind of laughed. Then after they got done laughing at me, they finally said, "Yeah, my uncle's a Navajo Ranger and some rancher up this mountain behind this store up there. They said they killed the Bigfoot up top. It was a young one, and the guy called the Navajo Rangers. The Navajo Rangers showed up." And they took pictures of it. And another guy that was standing there, that was my uncle. That was the ranger that showed up. They took a picture of it, and they took it away. That body's gone now. So the Rangers are lying to us. Could have been disclosed a long time ago. But what can we do? What can we do?
Young life shot down too quick. Huh? Poor Bigfoot.
Yeah. And that Saley Lake too, they have that Canyon del Muerto that goes down from Saley Lake. That is a very, very, very active area. That's another area that we got to research. That dirt road that goes all the way to Fort Defiance Plateau, that dirt road too. I bet you there's nests along that area. So when we were there with Will and Adam, like I stopped to go relieve myself. And I heard a roar, like a Bigfoot screaming. Then I heard. So I was like, geez, man, this area is very active. And then, like, we just got back from a house. A lady told us that her daughter went outside to go feed the animals in the corral. And she saw a young Bigfoot right at the corral. He was opening the latch. He said, right when he opened it, he was about to swing it open so he can enter the corral. He said that he stopped and he looked back and he said she was standing there looking at him. He was like 5 feet tall, she said, all black hair. And she booked it towards him, running after him. And she said that he started running. He hauled ass. He ran off from her. And she said that he hit the second gear. He was flying. So she ran into the truck, jumped in the truck, and started chasing him with the headlights on him, and lost him right into the forest where she couldn't enter. And she didn't realize what she was chasing till after, because they were missing some chickens and sheep, and they weren't quite sure who's behind all these, and she saw, and she just I'm gonna smack you, that's all she had in her mind. But after she realized that it was a young juvenile Sasquatch, she kind of got freaked out. So that area, Saley, is pretty awesome. And Yeah. Like, let's read this comment right here. Crazy Coyote 1313. Because the Black Panther is protected species. Is a protected species. If they acknowledge it, a big game hunters will kill it. No, sweet and simple right there. It's near Wheatfield, San Lee. They live deep in the mountains in wheat fields. They keep getting their calves. Oh, they kept killing their calves. So he and his nephews waited for him and killed them. Ooh, BCAS. I hope you still have my email. You gotta hit me up. Najoni Yeja. Just so we're all caught up, Darren is still available. D him for inquiries. Yeah, Darren is still
Yeah,
very much single,
yeah.
but that will cost you some money. You have to pay me. You have to let him do the podcast and research. That's the only thing. And name the firstborn Donovan. No, just kidding. I'm just playing. We'll just name it Don for short. No, just kidding. But other than that, those Alex, we're running low on your episode, your time here. I was wondering if you had any other stories up your sleeve you wanted to share for the future
Uh,
generations to watch this show.
yeah, we used to go to Ocean City in Maryland. That's where me and my girlfriend go for a vacation. You know, we go to Azteec Island, and you know, there's no buildings on that little island, and you can camp there. And I brought my mother and two of my aunts from Arizona out here. I brought them out here to go to the ocean with us one time. And at night, you know, you can see there's the dunes, and you can see the ocean past the dunes once you're on the dunes. And me and my girlfriend, we went to the store and we came back, and my aunt says we see some lights, some orange lights. They keep coming up over the dunes to over the ocean. And we said, really? So me and my girlfriend, you know, we sat there, we were talking, we had the campfire going, and pretty soon, you know, you can see the orange lights pop up over the ocean. And me and my girlfriend, you know, we grab flashlights and we hear up and run to the beach. We get to the beach and you can see the lights go up, and you know they'll separate, and then they'll go back into one again, and they'll go higher, and then it'll separate again, and then out of those two, more little lights would come down, and it did that for a while, you know, and one time too, we went to the ocean again for vacation, and we seen this the same orange light come up out of the water. We seen it come up out of the water, you know. Then it goes up. You just keep watching it. It goes up, and then it just stops. It gets really bright, and it just became a star, you know. That light that came up out of the water became the star. It became the brightest star in that sky. And we still, to this day, every time we see that bright star, we say, "That's that star that came up out of the ocean."
Well,
And
is it?
go ahead.
No. Is that star still there, or is it? What happened
Yeah,
to it? You guys? It's still there, huh?
you can still, yeah, you can still see the star. And that when I took my mother there, me and my girlfriend and my mom, you know, we're walking on the beach with flashlights, looking for crabs, you know, because there's a bunch of crabs that run on the beach at night. So we're shining the flashlight, you know, and then you can see this orange light, like an orange reddish light in the water, and it was big. I'd say probably about big as a car. And me and my girlfriend, we're all pointing at it. Look, you can see that light. And my mom seen it too. So I have a flashlight that's really bright, and you know, I shine at it, and that orange light that was in the water, it kept coming. It got closer to us, you know. And my mom got scared. She says, "Quit shining the light. she starts talking in Navajo. You know, and she said, "Quit shining the light. It's coming towards us. It's gonna get us." And you could see it. You could see that light coming towards us. And then, the weirdest thing too, you could see the moon in the water before it came up over the horizon. I don't know how to explain it, but the moon was in the water, and you can see it come up and out of the water into the horizon and go up into the sky. Me and my girlfriend, we both seen that also. To this day, we're going back to the same ocean for vacation again this year. And this year I got a GoPro, so I'll be doing a lot of filming.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that. Uh, you didn't happen to take any photos or recording of these water uh, lights in the water, anything like that?
At that time, I had a really cheap phone. I couldn't really take a really clear picture of it, but you could see it. It was like a little orange block to the best I
Oh
could
yeah,
say.
the pixels,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the damn
So,
pixels. Yeah, that's how I am too. Like all the pictures that I got were from cheap phones. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
oh, sorry.
It
1 second, it's getting late. Go ahead,
yeah,
Darren.
it kind of sucks. You see something really clear, and then you take a pull out your phone,
yeah.
and it don't do it justice. It's like seeing a large moon. You take a picture of it, and then it's just small and blurry. Like what the heck was It's like the same thing with the incident that happened. The lights in the sky that I recorded not too long ago. It
Yeah.
didn't do it justice, bro. Like the cell phone, it's a new cell phone. It just didn't do it justice. It's sad.
Yeah. Let's read these comments before we close out tonight. BCast 33. The photo of the Bigfoot was of a young one. The body was face down in the snow. The body shape was similar to the leader in the newest. Oh wait, leader of the newest Planet of the Apes movie.
Hmm.
Imagine him laying face down, muscular. Oh geez, that Caesar. um, Crazy Coyote says my uncle told me about the Bigfoot out by Dene College in Saley Lake. He brought a submachine gun just in case because of the gangs and Bigfoot out there. Oh man, hopefully there's not much gangs around now. BCast 33. I need the receipts before I come on, so I'm still working on it. I had to ask for the photos when it had just occurred, but they were nervous to send it to me. They said Navajo Rangers and unmarks came in. That is the men in black right there. Yeah. Yeah, they'll lock an whole area down and take your phone and swipe everything clean. They'll lock an area down for 2 weeks if they have to. But you listeners out there, you guys can send it to us. You can send it to us, and we'll blast it on the radio airwaves. Like, hey, we got this evidence right here. But yeah, we're running near end of our show, guys. Darren, do you have any questions for Alex?
Um, so what do you think? What do you think of all this stuff that happens to you? Where do you put your rhyme and reason and why and how all this stuff happens to you? 'Cause then you got a lot of stories that most of these people out there want to have happen to them, but they search for it and they just can't find it. But individuals like yourself, it's seem to be attracting lights and Bigfoot. Um, what's your idea of all this?
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with my grandparents. With them being medicine men and
Mm.
crystal gazers or whatever. I think part of that was handed down to me. In some way. And I do not know why. That weird stuff usually happens. Like last night at work. I was standing at work, doing paperwork, and then next thing you know, an ink pen just drops right on the clipboard out of nowhere. And there's a camera that sits right behind me that's always monitoring the computer. And I do not know how that pen got there, but weird stuff like that always happens to me.
Likewise, man. I really don't got no words for it too, but at the end of the day, I think it's more of a bloodline that runs in the bloodline, and that's what I'm getting at also with all this. But yeah,
Most definitely.
oh yeah. If you see anything else, take a picture, take the best piece of evidence you can, and share it.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yep. Don't forget to send anything you got to the group page too, so we can check it out. And they're all like-minded people. Mr. Alex, is there any final thoughts you would like to relay to the viewers and listeners out there? Any messages you want to give?
Just stay safe out there. It's a crazy, crazy world.
Oh yeah.
That's about it. Stay safe. Pray.
Oh
yeah.
That's another
Right
good
there.
thing, too.
Pray.
Another great thing. Yes,
Mhm.
pray all the time. The Bible tells you to pray every moment of your life. So it all goes to God. He knows what you want. He knows what you need before you need it. So yeah, to that, that's good. That's a good ending right there. I like that.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Well, it's gonna be another work week. You guys stay safe out there, Darren and Alex. Make sure you stretch out before you lift up anything 20 pounds or heavier. That goes to all you people out there listening wherever you are. Make sure you stretch out and smile. Don't forget your sense of humor as well. But Mr. Alex, thank you, brother, man. Thank you for coming
Yep.
on and sharing a little bit of your life there with us. And all the viewers sure enjoyed it, like Little Wolf right there says, good night, y'all. Great episode. Thanks, everyone. Oh, yeah.
Another
We
great
love doing this
episode.
for everyone. Oh, yeah. Good job, Darren. Good job, Alex. Let's see here. Don, what's your TikTok? Hey, it's a Don't Whistle at Night podcast. On TikTok, you can find us there. Same thing with Facebook. You can find us on Facebook group Don't Whistle at Night. You can contact us, and if you want to be on the show, just reach out, and then we can plan. In August, we got availability, and if you want to come on, reach out again. Thank you guys. Darren and I love doing this, and it was sure a pleasure having Alex with us. You guys have a great night. I'll see you guys, Darren. See you, Alex. Thank you again.
See you guys.
All right.
Yep. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to Don't Whistle at Night. We have been broadcasting live here on the United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM in New Orleans. I'm your host, Don Yazzie, and you guys stay weird out there. And remember, don't whistle at
Welcome to Don't Whistle at Night podcast, where Navajo legends echo in the shadows. Darren and Dawn will guide you through the sacred fire of native storytelling, where the old stories breathe, the unknown walks among us, and voices, long hidden, rise to be heard. And remember, don't whistle at night.